Thought I'd do a quick overview of how I set this detector up for relic hunting based on the information I've received from three sources: the owner's manual, messages from Georgie at Nexus, and from Paul Warren, who has a YouTube channel that has been a whole lot of help, as has been his responses to my emails. Discrimination set on 0. Don't worry about the mineral control, because that doesn't apply here. It has to do with more extreme ground balancing needs, and then you turn it on and you use this for your ground balance, but I'll leave that off. This is the coarse ground balance, this is the fine ground balance. Discrimination. Georgie said that with these low frequency coils on this machine, the discrimination needs always to be set on 0, and then you'll be able to discriminate iron by the tone in the VCO mode and by the absence of a response on the meter in the all metal mode. Threshold is to be just barely audible so that you can hear those slight upticks in it when it goes over a deeper target, and volume is based on just what you need to hear. And so I turn it on. Turn it up a little bit. Slight upward sound. Up means turn to the right. Try it with the coarse. That's better. Good enough. And then you begin to swing. Got the try to get the, I always use headphones, and what they say at Nexus is to put your headphones on and turn them all the way up, and then adjust your volume with that. So I've got the threshold up where we can hear it. And what the 4 commandments of good performance with this are: precise ground balance, barely audible threshold, proper coil height. This is the only detector company that'll tell you to swing your coil 3 inches above the ground, more or less, depending on the coil. And proper swing speed. Those are the 4 commandments of operation, which I got from Paul Warren. There you go, Paul. And on this detector, with this, in this application, I don't swing fast. Now you can swing, you know, faster with different coils. It all depends on the coil. Like the high frequency Silver Scout coil, you can go with a faster swing, but I go with a slower swing. And when you get a reading on the meter or the LCD, it's always going to be bubbling, but you need to get a signal in both directions. You see, that is mostly green and yellow. The green is the low conductive, the yellow is the mid conductive, the silver or white is the high conductive, and the nothing is iron. And then and of course, again, this is a steep learning curve because of how it communicates with you and learning what those sounds mean. And I'm very early in the process. See, that's a kind of a combination green and yellow. some big iron down there. And I usually go about like this. Again, I'm early in this process, and everything I tell you, when I learn any of it is wrong, I will come back and correct it. I'm sure there will be those opportunities. Big iron. More of the same. I think there's a long piece, a rather large piece of iron under the ground here. Anyway, that's the basics. Precise ground balance, discrimination on zero, and as far as the VCO tone goes, I hunt in all metal, and then if I get a signal that interests me, I check it in the VCO for confirmation, because the VCO is the best at identification, especially identification at depth. And so the VCO for me is more of a check the target after I, so you can see it's giving me that mid-tone that goes with that yellow and green color. So I use the VCO just for another lens through which to look at the target, to try to be able to identify it better before digging it. But again, in what I do, I want to dig everything that's either non-ferrous or big iron, and so that means anything that gives any color on the meter. And I've discovered that the larger iron will give you a color of lower conductivity. That's Tibby and Tasso. Y'all ready to go inside, girls? You done eating? All right then. Tell them bye-bye.